Hello, BookTube.
Hello.
So we're back again with our second to Charles book haul.
Yeah, it's what we promised you, so here it is.
It's singularly lopsided. I think he actually had 3 times as many books as I did.
Yeah.
But
I was twice as many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was so excited about the books that I found. I can't wait to show you.
Yeah. Well, I think I'll start because I have quite a few more. But she shopped in mostly one area of the store, and I kind of walked around all over the place. That's okay. But on the way into the store, they actually have baskets, and in those baskets are free books. And I am not too proud to partake of free things. As a matter of fact, I love free things. And first one I found, I was surprised to find this out there. It's Flow My Tears, the Policeman Said by Philip K. Dick, who historically has not been one of my favorite authors. I know a lot of people love him. I think he's very good, but I don't think, he is one of the greatest sci-fi authors of all time. His stuff I've always found slightly dull, but I've heard really good things about this one, so I'm going to try it. Why not?
It's just funny, because that's a really outlandish book premises.
Yeah.
Premise.
Yeah. But it's a pretty cool looking cover. I like that. Of course, it's a British cover, so they're always better, almost. So, and I also found this. It doesn't have a dust jacket, but I don't care. I can find just pictures of the books that are in there. And this is the last of the free ones I got. It's three complete novels by Mary Higgins Clark. Weep No More, My Lady, Still Watch, and A Cry in the Night. This is published by Wings Books. Pretty excited about that. To find it for free and get 3 books I've never read.
She just died pretty recently.
Did she? Yeah. I think it was a few years, but
I don't know. It was last year.
Maybe it was. I don't know.
I could be wrong.
You want to grab one here and show it?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to show you. First, I'm going to show you my one cozy mystery that I got. My one cozy mystery that I did. That's the word. My one non-cozy mystery. It's Gary A. Braunbeck in Silent Graves. It's a horror book.
I've owned this book before, and I don't know what happened to it.
Really?
Yeah. I never read it, though.
I'm really looking forward to this one. I know when October comes, we're going to have a pretty in-depth horror month where we read nothing but horror. And I have trouble with that word, and I'm really looking forward to this one. We're just going to start a horror shelf back there and fill it up before October gets here.
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait for October.
So, one of the things I'm trying to do this year is get out of my comfort zone. And a lot of it is by reading things I've never read before. I haven't read much biography, which was something I really want to remedy. A lot of history I haven't read. But I'm also looking to read romance books, believe it or not. Trying to get into those. Now, I love Jane Austen. I think she's amazing. But outside of her, I haven't read a whole lot. So, I've heard really good things about this author, Jean Plady. And the name of this book is The Captive of Kensington Palace. And I think it was 50 cents. So I was like, yeah, let's try this one. So 1 month out of this year, I'm going to do nothing but read out of my comfort zone. And this is one of the kinds of books I'm going to read. So Jean Plady, also known as Victoria Holt, also known as I think 6 other things.
We could call it Discomfort April.
No, not April.
Or I am uncomfortable May.
Yeah. May is going to be my Star Wars month. So
why am I reading this June?
Yeah. And another book by Jean Plady.
She does a lot of historical romance.
She does, yeah. A Health Unto His Majesty. I think that's all she wrote under Jean Plady. But Victoria Holt was more popular in the U.S.
Yeah, she was. I think I've actually read some Victoria Holt.
You probably did. Plady. Yeah, I got another Jean Plady. Here Lies Our Sovereign Lord. I think this one and A Health Unto His Majesty are actually about Charles II. So, yep. So if I'm going to read romance novels, I'd like them to be historical.
the lusty novel of an English king and the woman who wanted him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. But the great thing about those is, the sex is only implied.
Ain't very lusty then, is it?
No, probably not. I don't care. All right. And Georgette Heyer, Frederica. I have a few of her books, and she's probably the author, the romance author I'm most looking forward to reading. So, something by Georgette Heyer. She wrote she was fairly prolific in her time, I think, but she was a recluse. Nobody knew very much about her at all at the time. I think a lot of things have come out since about her being actually a pretty cool lady.
You know how to tell that she's a prolific author? There's no synopsis.
Yeah, there's no synopsis on the back.
There's no information.
There's no information
about what this book is about.
None.
Except it's about Frederica. That's it. That's all we know. Okay. And Frederica is strong and independent, but she never thinks about herself. That drives me bonkers.
That's the synopsis. So
that's what happened with that other author that I read. Who was that?
Go ahead.
He wrote The Death of Miss Westaway.
Oh, Ruth Ware.
Yes! That was a really good book, by the way, The Death of Miss Westaway. If you ever get a chance to read it, just look up what it's about online. So I found a series by Kate Collins. They're a flower shop mystery. I like the idea of the flower shop because I am such a girly girl. But they didn't have the first book in the series. They had this tall pile of like 8 or 9 of the books in this series, but they didn't have the first one, so I'm going to have to order it. I got the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th one, and then they didn't have the 5th one, so I didn't bother to get the 6th one because I was taking a chance that I would actually really like these. Yeah, again, beautiful covers on these books. I really like them a lot. I should have taken the stickers off. I'm so sorry.
Stickers are an abomination.
They own books, yes they are. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting into these, and I'm hoping I like them as much as I'm pretty sure I will. I really think I will.
Stickers are almost as bad as ice left in the sink.
I don't know what it is with you and the ice left in the sink.
It's savagery.
He compares people who left ice in the sink to cannibals.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, you can't leave ice in the sink. You have to melt it before you walk away. Don't leave it up to me.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, that's right.
I got you.
So earlier I talked about biography and how I haven't read a whole lot of it. I have read some, and I have liked what I've read. So I don't know why I never got into it. I guess for a long time I just read pretty well what entertained me. And I've gotten out of that over the last few years. I've kind of tried to read books that challenge me, books that make me think. And there's a lot to being entertained, but I also like to, I like to be challenged. That's with books or movies or anything else. So the first one I got was Theodore Rex by Edmund Morris, and this book has gotten rave reviews, and I know I've been wanting to read this for a while, so I found a copy for I think it was $5 last night at $4.50, and I grabbed it up, and I'm going to read that this year sometime, hopefully before very long at all. Alexander the Great in his time. Becky will tell you I'm fascinated by Alexander the Great, and I've got the Mary Renault book, The Nature of Alexander, that I'm going to be reading soon, which is actually a novel. But that's okay. Still learn a lot about Alexander the Great that way. So
this once, I'd like to see them I'd like to see him like commission an artist to do a pretty rendering of Alexander the Great on the front of a cover or something.
Yeah. Well, I think that cover's fine. I left a sticker on this one too. Ugh. The Complete Enchanter by L. Sprague de Camp and Fletcher Pratt. And I thought this was really cool looking. It's a dark cover. I don't have any better time seeing it than you do, unfortunately. But it is a cool looking cover once you start looking at it. Great art. And it's the Magical Misadventures of Harold Shea. I'll be getting into that pretty soon. That looks amazing. Another sort of historical novel, All the King's Men. Another List of Shamer. It's going to be coming off soon. And on our last book haul, I had found The Odyssey, translated by Stanley Lombardo, with the same type of crappy cover. But then we got this one, The Iliad, translated by Stanley Lombardo as well, and I hate the cover. It has nothing to do with Homer, and I don't want to see it on there. But there it is, and and it was again a really great deal, so I couldn't pass that up. I wanted the set. So I'm gonna go ahead with what you got, or you want me to go a little farther?
Yeah, go a little further. Cause
okay.
I have a stack of all the same author.
I found another. This is one I might actually put in the TBR for March. It doesn't really jive with any of the prompts, but that's okay with the March Mystery Madness prompts. But that's fine. I can try to read it anyway.
It does jive with one of them. I think you said it's like 160 pages.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is 160 pages. Catherine Aird. This lady is interesting that she's still writing. She's 89 years old and is still writing mystery novels. So that's really cool. And check out that cover. That's just amazing.
That is a great cover. I thought at first it was actually a horror, but it's a mystery.
Yep. Murderers Anonymous by E.X. Ferrars, which is somebody I've never read. Somebody I've actually never heard of. So I look forward to getting this. It's a murder mystery, kind of in the British tradition.
She's a lovely British lady who makes her living from murder.
Yep.
That's a direct quote, by the way.
Yeah,
I love it.
From the back. It's really got a great quote on the back about her. And, of course, I never go to Second Charles or anywhere else without coming home with Star Trek books. Star Trek books are some of my favorites. Been reading them for years. A Planet of Judgment, very cool. Or Planet of Judgment, very cool that this was written by Joe Haldeman, who wrote Old Man's War. I think it was Old Man's War. No, that was John Scalzi. Joe Haldeman wrote The Forever War. And that's another great sci-fi book. But yeah, this one, Planet of Judgment, this is a very early Star Trek novel. I believe it was 1977.
That's an old one.
Yeah, fairly old Star Trek book. And they're very thin. Or that one's very thin, and I don't know if it's a standalone or not. I don't know. This is part of a second book of a series, The Fate of the Phoenix. So I've got to a sequel to The Price of the Phoenix, and I've got to find that one. But I'll order that from eBay or something. Give me a copy of it. And I'll finish up my Star Trek, and I got one Star Wars book as well. I got Renegade by Jean DeWeese, and this is an author I had never heard of in Star Trek novels, but I found two. This is Renegade, number 55, and here is the 43rd Star Trek novel, The Final Nexus. Both of these sounded great. Mm-hmm. And some of these I'll actually buy without ever reading the back cover, but I did read the back cover of these, and that's the reason I got them. And I wanted to try this author, and if I really loved it, hey, I got another one. So, and the last one I'll go with is
the token Star Wars novel.
Yep, that's a Star Wars novel. I'm trying to collect the Star Wars canon stuff these days, but I also go, like, this is book 2 of the X-Wing series, Wedge's Gambit.
Do we have book 1?
Or Wedge's Gamble. Yeah, I have book 1.
Okay.
But that's the only one I've got, and somehow I've never read these. I'm not sure how, the X-Wing books. So that's gonna be changed here pretty soon.
Okay, so I'm gonna go into my my triumph of the day. So there's an author I've been wanting to read, and it's Rita Mae Brown and Sneaky Pie Brown. Sneaky Pie is the cat, her cat. Sneaky Pie is the co-author, and I love that. But the problem is, Rita Mae Brown, she started writing these. When was the first one?
Is that the first one?
This is the first one.
A long time ago.
90. 30 years ago, in 1990. Oh my God. So yeah, she started writing these 30 years ago, so there's a lot in this series, and I've never been able to find the first one without having to order it online. I'm not that patient. But I found the first one, and the second, and third, and fourth, and fifth, and sixth, and seventh. So I got them all. They're actually, I'm pretty sure they had almost all of them there. And if I love these as much as I am absolutely certain I'm going to get them all. So I am going through these thinking I hit pay dirt, only to realize that I literally pay dirt. It's number 3 or 4. I can't remember which one. But yeah, I'm really, really excited about these. I cannot wait to start. Only to find that none of these meet the March Mystery Madness prompts. So if I do manage to finish my stack of March Mystery Madness books that are up there on the far left, I'm going to start these. Because I can't wait.
Yeah. I know they're very popular. I'd say that is up there with the most popular Cozy Mystery series.
Excited.
Maybe the most popular.
And look at these covers. I absolutely love the covers for these.
Even though they have cats on them.
Even though they have cats on them. I'm not a cat person, but it's out of self-defense because I'm severely allergic to cats. If I was not severely allergic to cats, I would be a crazy cat lady.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think it's actually probably cosmic defense, if you want to put it that way.
Yep.
Is the world taking care of Scott?
I will. I'll finish up mine here. I've got 5 more. In Search of Lost Time, Volume 1, Swan's Way, by Marcel Proust. Somehow this is still on my list of shame as well. Got to get this off of there. This is Volume 1. This is an extremely long, kind of a series of kind of a series of books. So I've wanted to read these for quite a while too. Also got book 2, not in the same volume, not in the same edition, anything like that, but I do want to find all the Modern Library books of it. But right now, I paid $1.50 for this. I'm going to go ahead and do it, and I'll just read this one until I can get the other one. So I got the first 2 out of, I believe, 7 of these books.
Oh, so that's the second book in the series?
Yeah, it's the second book.
I like the cover.
I think they're kind of written as one book though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reinforce. Let me see. I'm gonna have to reinforce it. I think this is made pretty well on. It's not acid-free paper, so it does this.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, and the book that I finished, last Star Wars book I read, fell apart because of that. Because these are not acid-free. These are made to be thrown away. But I'm not throwing it away. I'm going to reinforce it.
I wouldn't reinforce it with some contact paper. And
yeah. David Copperfield, Charles Dickens. I am a Dickens fan. Matter of fact, my second favorite book or third favorite book would be Bleak House. Love Bleak House.
It's a good book.
But David Copperfield, I haven't read this one. I've got to get to it. This is the Dover Giant Thrift Edition. I wish they would do more of them in these giant editions.
I haven't been brave enough to tackle it yet.
I mean, I know it's a large book, but they have a much smaller edition of this with tiny print, and it's probably half of this size. So, yeah.
I can't handle the tiny print ones. They seem to take forever.
Yeah. Honoré de Balzac. Cesar Birito. I don't know exactly how that would be pronounced. I should have looked that up before the video. But this, I've got one other book by him, and I'll be getting him off the list of shame soon too. I'm excited to read about him, or to read anything that he's written. And the last one I got was a Penguin classic of Les Miserables. It's the black spine edition with really nice. Paid next to nothing for it. There's no writing in it, nothing like that. You can tell it's well loved. It's been read a few times, and I like that. I like books with character. I've said that before on here, but this is another one that I've got to get read. This thing is huge. Let's see how many pages. I think it's 1232. 1,232 pages. So, yeah, that'll take me a bit, but I may wait for somebody to do a read-along of this. So if somebody wants to do a Les Miserables read-along, I'll do it right along with them.
I saw a thing on Facebook the other day. It says Jean Valjean has 24,601 problems, and Javert is all of them. That's so true. Yeah, I haven't been brave enough to tackle this either.
I've heard of people who have started the book, though, going in a skeptic and coming out with it being their favorite novel.
Well, I adore the musical.
Yeah.
It's just
the
amazing.
It's amazing in it.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. But yeah, I don't know. This would end up being the biggest book the thickest book I've ever read.
It'd be second or third for me. I read It, which I think is right around the same amount.
Yeah, I read It too. I think it was like 1,100 something pages. This is 12.
Well, the one I read was 1,250, I think, or 12, maybe right at 1,200. So that may end up being the thickest book I've ever tackled.
Yeah, I think the one I read was like 1,100 pages.
Okay. Well, that's it.
Boy, that's a chunkster.
That's what we got, and we got a lot. But we had a blast. We were there for 2 hours.
Closed the place down.
Didn't meet anybody interesting like we did last time. Met a couple guys at Half Price Books that were just great. We hope to see them again one day.
They were having a what was it? What was that game? Smash Brothers tournament.
Good God,
when we got there.
So annoying.
Oh, it was so loud. There were people yelling and screaming and laughing, and we're like.
And we're talking 30-year-olds.
I'm just trying to read my book.
30-year-olds acting like 8-year-olds, and that's fine sometimes. But man, I don't know. I like going into a bookstore and treating it like a library, but that's just me.
We sound like old people.
I'm an old fogey.
We're the old people that stand on the front lawn and scream at people who are driving past too fast.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn!
Well, if we lived around anybody, that's what we would do.
And people are afraid to drive too fast down here. They're afraid somebody will pull them over and find the meth in their car.
Yeah. You're probably not far off there.
I know.
Yeah, you don't want to go up over our hill over here. It looked like
it's kind of scary back there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Oh well.
We've only been over there once, so.
Yeah, we've lived here for 8 years, 9 years.
10 years.
10 years, and we've been up over this hill next to our house one time.
That once was enough.
Once was enough. That's all that's ever going to happen.
You're driving down there and you start worrying about hearing banjo music and
yeah,
turn around and make for the border.
Yeah, yeah, that's North Georgia for you.
But yeah, not all of North Georgia. It's just most of North Georgia. Okay, fine.
All right.
They've gotten some houses back in there. They might have it might have gotten better.
Maybe. I don't know.
And they were really nice the other day when we were walking up the hill in the snow.
Yeah.
Because we had to abandon our truck by the road.
Yep.
Because in Georgia they don't know how to salt the roads.
Don't know.
Well, they salt the main roads. It's little people who live on the side roads were just kind of SOL.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our book haul, and it sort of descended into madness there at the end, but that's okay. So we will see you in.
Well, probably Tuesday or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that, depending on just when we get time.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be back with, I think, a tag. I think we'll do a tag this time.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, and we're going to create a tag, and it'll be a surprise as to what it is.
It's going to be fun.
I don't want to telegraph it in any way. But, yeah, we will see you all soon.
Bye, BookTube.